Okay, let's dive into the fascinating and sometimes frustrating world of training advanced AI. Because when you're pushing the boundaries, things don't always go to plan. Sometimes the whole learning process can go, well, completely off the rails.
So imagine this. You've been training this super powerful AI for hours. You're excited, you go to check on its progress, and you see this. Instead of a nice, steady learning curve, you get these wild spikes and sudden crashes. It's a total mess. So what in the world happened here?
You know, it's kind of like a patient who shows up with some really strange symptoms. Our AI model, it starts out strong, looking super promising. But then, all of a sudden, it just takes a nosedive. The very things we were measuring for success, like its accuracy and the rewards it's getting, just drop off a cliff.
So let's break down these symptoms one by one. The loss value, which should be nice and stable, suddenly has these huge, crazy spikes. The average reward, that's kind of our main success metric. It goes up, and then boom, it just crashes. The length of its answers starts growing and then shrinking all over the place. And maybe, most importantly, its accuracy actually gets better for a while, and then it starts getting worse. This is a huge red flag. It tells us the AI isn't just learning slowly, it's actively unlearning what it knew.
Okay, so this brings up a massive question. These charts, they're telling us what's wrong, but they're not telling us why. It's like seeing a fever but not knowing the infection. So how do we actually look inside the AI's mind, so to speak, and figure out what's really going on?
To find that root cause, we really have to start thinking like doctors. We need to go beyond these basic charts and use more advanced diagnostic tools to get a real picture of the internal state of the training process.
And the way we do that is by monitoring its vital signs. Yeah, you heard that right. Just like a doctor checks your heart rate and blood pressure, we're going to track some specific internal metrics to see what's really up with our AI's health.
And the two most important vital signs we're going to look at are called advantage and entropy. Now, don't worry about the fancy names for now. Just know that these are going to give us a much deeper look at what's happening under the hood.
All right, so this chart kind of breaks it down for us. First up, advantage. Think of this as the strength of the learning signal. Is the AI getting clear instructions on what to do? A healthy sign is a stable, non-zero value. An unhealthy sign? It either vanishes to zero or it spikes like crazy. Then you've got entropy. This is basically the model's creativity, or how much it's exploring new ideas. We want this to be pretty stable. If it suddenly collapses or shoots through the roof, yeah, that's a big problem.
So let's drill down on entropy for a sec. What is it really? Well, think of it as a measure of the model's uncertainty. When it's about to pick the next word, is it super sure about its choice, or is it juggling a bunch of different options? High entropy means it's exploring, which is good. But if it's too high, it's basically just guessing randomly. Low entropy means it's confident, but if it gets too low, it can get stuck saying the same things over and over again.
So check this out. The model gives a probability to every possible next word, or token. Entropy is calculated from that whole mix. A number like 1.37 here, that's actually pretty good. It means the AI has a clear favorite, but it's still keeping a few other options in mind. It's exploring, not just being stubborn.
And here it is. This is the smoking gun, right here. While that other signal, advantage, looks okay, look what happens to the entropy. It starts out fine, and then, boom, it spikes and goes completely haywire. This is our diagnosis. The AI isn't just learning badly, it's lost its mind. It's become totally chaotic, just spitting out random nonsense.
Okay, so we have our diagnosis: total entropic chaos. The next big question is, what's the treatment plan? How do we fix this? Well, the treatment involves adding what you can think of as guardrails to the training process. We're going to use two really clever techniques that are designed specifically to stop this kind of chaos and get our AI back on a healthy learning path.
Okay, our two key treatments. On one hand, you have clipped policy ratios. The best way to think of this is like a leash. It literally stops the AI from making huge, sudden changes all at once. On the other hand, you have a KL loss term. This one is more like a homing beacon. It constantly checks to see how far the AI has wandered from its original, stable self, and it gently pulls it back if it strays too far. Both are about preventing the AI from going rogue. For now, let's focus on that first one, the leash.
So, how does this leash work?
It's a really simple four-step process. First, we compare the AI's new strategy to its old one. Step 2, we measure just how big that change is. 3, if that change is too big, we just clip it. We cut it off at a safe limit. And the result? The AI is forced to learn in small, steady, stable steps. No more wild swings, no more chaos.
All right, so we've put our treatment plan into action. We've added the guardrails. This is the big moment. Is our patient on the road to recovery?
And here you go. Just look at this. On the left, you've got that chaotic mess we started with. And on the right, after applying our treatment, look at that. Smooth curves, steady progress. It is a total night and day difference. Our treatment absolutely worked.
And you can see all the signs of a full recovery right here. The loss is stable, no more of those terrifying spikes. The average reward goes up, and importantly, it stays up. And the evaluation accuracy? It climbs and then holds steady. It doesn't nosedive anymore. Our AI is finally a healthy, predictable learner. Phew.
You know, there's a quote from the source material that just nails this whole idea. It says, "The key is that as long as the advantage standard deviation remains non-zero and reasonably stable, there is still a usable learning signal." And that's really the whole game. It all comes back to protecting that vital sign. The guardrails we put in place just make sure that learning signal never gets drowned out by the noise.
So, we've done it. We've cured our chaotic AI. We now know how to spot the signs of instability and how to fix it with these powerful techniques. But, this kind of opens up an even bigger question, doesn't it? We can make the AI learn stably, but how do we make sure it's learning the right things? How do we ensure it's truly aligning with what we actually want it to do, and not just finding some clever way to get a high score? Well, that's the next great challenge, isn't it?